Indian elections and the swearing in of Prime Minister Narendra Modi for a third term. Mark Brolin is an economist, author and geopolitical strategist, is now joining us from London. Mark, welcome to the program and thank you very much for joining us at this hour. We are talking about Modi 3.0. Can it deliver on policy reforms, you think?
Well, on the one hand, I think no party has ever delivered all the reform promised during an election campaign. But on the other hand, his party remains the dominant force in parliament, of course. So I think there will be lots of huffing and puffing, as there always is during the negotiation phase. That is how such things always play out. But I think the junior partners, I expect they will not be strong enough to actually make a great dent. So I think most of the policy reforms might actually stay intact after a period of fierce negotiations and people pretending otherwise.
All right, let's talk about those reforms further. And also, we are looking at a coalition government headed by Prime Minister Modi. Can economic growth policies be sustained with a coalition in India?
I think so, and I think so for maybe three reasons. I think it would be surprising for the reason I just mentioned if the growth agenda is considerably changed. I think there will be tweaks to satisfy the new negotiation partners, but I don't think there will be massive changes. Secondly, I think the second thing is that even if the demands of the negotiation partners does change the agenda, I don't think that necessarily has to mean reduced growth. If unemployment comes down, for example, because of such changes, I think that could be a good thing for growth. And the third reason I think growth can be sustained, which I think is the most important one, is that I think it's typically exaggerated how much the growth miracle of India relates to what the government is doing. I think if we compare to countries like China, completely run from the top, policies means everything. But I think that why Indian economy and why Indian growth is so exciting and much more sustainable is that it is not run from the top to the same degree, and that is strongly linked to the federalist structure of India, which is the strength of that. I think it's underestimated, especially outside India, and I think that more linked to actually the U.S. system. We have the U.S. political spectacle, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter 100% what Joe Biden and Trump are doing. Because American growth is quite impressive anyway. And even more so in India. It doesn't necessarily matter so much what the government is doing. The Indian growth figures were just revised upwards to over 8%. That is fantastic news. So I think actually the growth miracle is here to stay. And that's why India is so much more interesting in the long term than China, because China sort of stifles innovation. India doesn't, because innovation is coming from below. To much greater extent.
All right, I've been talking to Mark Brolin. We'll have to leave it there. He's an economist, author, and geopolitical strategist from London. Mark, thank you.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.